Parents, what threat did you eliminate silently? My 8-year-old son was having nightmares about his math teacher. She makes me stay after class and says I'm stupid, he whispered one night, tears streaming down his face. His little body trembled as he described how she'd make him erase and redo his work repeatedly while other kids went to recess. I was skeptical at first. Mrs. Whitaker had excellent reviews and a teaching award displayed prominently in her classroom. Parents fought to get their kids into her class. But when Jake's grades plummeted and he started faking stomach aches every morning, I knew something was wrong. The final straw was finding him hiding in his closet on a Monday morning, clutching his math workbook and sobbing. "Please don't make me go, Mom, please." His voice was so small it broke my heart. My husband thought Jake was exaggerating. "Kids don't like strict teachers," he said with a shrug. "She's probably just pushing him to excel." At the parent-teacher conference that week, Mrs. Whitaker was all smiles and professionalism in front of my husband. "Jake just needs to apply himself more. He gets distracted easily." Her voice was honey-sweet as she showed us his sloppy work, but I caught something my husband missed, the way Jake physically recoiled when she reached toward him, as if expecting a strike. On our way out, she placed her hand on Jake's shoulder and squeezed. "We'll work harder next week, won't we?" The fear in his eyes confirmed everything. The principal dismissed my concerns without evidence. "She's been here 20 years, Mrs. Collins. We've never had a complaint." He leaned back in his chair, barely hiding his annoyance. Children sometimes misinterpret constructive criticism as personal attacks. That night, I researched my options while Jake slept fitfully in our bed. Switching classes mid-year wasn't allowed. Homeschooling would take weeks to arrange. The school board wouldn't act without proof, and it would be my son's word against a respected teacher's. So I bought a tiny voice recorder and carefully put it into the inner pocket of Jake's backpack. I showed him how to press the button under his desk each morning, making it seem like a secret game between us. "This is just to help me understand your day better," I explained, feeling slightly guilty about making him complicit. "Our little secret, okay?" 3 days later, I had what I needed. The recording captured Mrs. Whitaker's sweet voice while other teachers were present, but when alone with struggling students, she transformed. "Are you stupid or just lazy?" she hissed at my son. "Your mother must be so embarrassed to have such a worthless student." There were sounds of papers being crumpled, a ruler slapping against a desk, and worst of all, my son's muffled crying. Instead of confronting her directly, which would give her a chance to deny everything, I devised a plan. The monthly school board meeting was coming up, usually a boring affair attended only by the most dedicated parents. I made copies of the recording on 2 small USB drives I bought. I arrived early, quietly placing one on each board member's chair and one at the superintendent's place. On each, I attached a small label. "Mrs. Whitaker's math class, listen immediately." I took my seat in the audience, heart pounding as the room filled with people. Mrs. Whitaker herself arrived, nodding politely to parents and taking a seat near the front. The board members and superintendent filtered in, looking curiously at the drives before plugging it into their laptop. Mrs. Whitaker's confusion turned to panic as eyes turned toward her. "What's happening?" she asked. But the superintendent simply unplugged his earbuds and placed his laptop in the center of the table, playing the recording for the entire room. She stood up, stammering about context and necessary discipline, but parents were already shouting, some in tears. She resigned that night. The district, fearing lawsuits, accepted immediately.